Okay, then we'll start now. As we were seeing ordinary differential equations, we were up to this question. So this is a question of the type mdx plus ndy equal to 0. So if some equation is there, your first job is to check whether it is of that four types, which are the like homogeneous function. If it is exact, then okay, we can directly integrate. First integration mdx plus integration mdy, and for first integration by constant, and for second terms not containing x. Every term is having same degree. So here if we check y into 1, that is y degree 1, but here is x into y cube, so degree is 4. So, terms are having different degrees, so we cannot say the equation is homogeneous. Right. Then next is here there is a form y into f of xy dx plus x into f of xy dy equal to 0. Then there is a method, that is integrating factor is 1 upon mx minus ny. In case of homogeneous, the integrating factor is 1 upon mx plus ny. So next is we'll check this whether they are equal or not. So we have find out dou m by dou y and dou n by dou x, but both are not same. That is, the equation is not exact. So the equation is not exact, equation is not homogeneous also, equation is not of the second type also, that is y into f of x y, x into f of x y. So that we'll check the next two cases, that is we have to take dou m by dou y minus difference of these two. So finding the difference, we'll get minus 1 into 1 plus xy square. Sorry. We'll see where is it matching. Is it matching with m or n? So we'll go to n. M, this is your m. Where is the term? 1 plus xy square is there. Here is also a term 1 plus xy square. So dividing by m. Whether it is matching with m, then divide by m, or if it is matching with n, then divide by n. Right. So we are dividing by m. So we get, this is your m, y into 1 plus xy square. So dividing here by m, we get these two get cancelled, and it is minus 1 by y, that we call as g of y. Then we know integrating factor is either we can divide by minus m, or whatever, if we are not giving here minus sign, whatever is g of y, we can give it negative sign there later, or if I am letting as it is, then we can give the negative sign in the formula. So integrating factor is e raised to minus integration g of y dy. G of y is minus 1 upon y, there is minus sign, so it is plus 1 upon y dy, that is e raised to log y, which is nothing but simply y. Right? So we know how to integrate the given equation. Then is equation is in mdx plus mdy. So we have to multiply the given equation by the integrating factor, and integrating factor is y. So multiplying the equation by y, we get this. And after multiplying by this integrating factor, equation becomes exact. And how to integrate then? Simply integration, and integration here, and where this is exact equation. So for first integration, y is constant. For second, free from x. So integrate as y constant, we get y square x plus y raised to 4, integration as y is constant outside as it is, and integration x is x square by 2, plus similarly here it should not be x, but x is there, so these two terms cancel, and only the remainder is 2 into integration y raised to 5, that is y raised to 6 by 6, which is equal to c. And therefore whatever remained is your general solution. This is the next question. Again it is mdx plus mdy, but here is your m and here is your n. Position is changed. So we'll check which form is it first of all. So we'll check dou m by, here it is, dou m by dou y and dou n by dou x. And if we'll check, we'll not get them similar. Dou m by dou y is not equal to dou n by dou x. In this case, that's what equation is not exact. Right. So we'll next check whether it is some standard form. So E is the homogeneous equation. Non-homogeneous it is, so we have to check for four forms. So is it homogeneous? No. Degree here is 5 and here is 1. So each term is not having same degree. Okay. Then the second type is y into f of xy, x into f of xy. Is it so? We can take y outside here as it is mdx. Okay, this is the first term. Take y out, we'll get x square y square minus 1. That is function of xy, x into y into function xy dx. Done. Next, we can take x outside here. So it is x into x square y square plus 1. Again, function of xy into x dy. So this is the second type of inhomogeneous equation. That is, this is the form, right? So this is f of xy into y, f of xy into x dy. This is the form. And then integrating factor of such form is 1 upon mx minus ny. So we have to just multiply x to your m, this is your m, multiply it by x and minus, multiply it by y and subtract. So we get minus 1 upon 2xy as the integrating factor. As this is the integrating factor, multiply this to the equation, given equation. So multiplying each term by that, we get this. And after multiplying, the equation is now exact. Then integrate simply, integration, where first is y constant, second is 3 from x. So we get y constant as it is, integration x is x squared by 2. Here it is 1 upon x, that is log x. 3 from x, this term cancel, and it is minus 1 by 2 log y, right, is equal to c, which is your answer. Next is this equation. If you have attended the last lecture, you can easily tell me how to solve this. How to solve this? If we see the first two terms, this is y dx minus x dy. And we can see such term in the derivative of x upon y as y dx minus x dy. But there should be the term upon y square. So here is y square. So we'll try to divide the whole equation by y square. So dividing the whole equation by y square, that is also called integrating factor. That is by inspection. We have decided it by inspection so that it becomes some derivative. So it is multiplying the integrating factor to the given equation. We are here, and then taking integration as multiplying by integrating factor, it becomes exact. So that integrating, we get this is derivative of x upon y and e raised to x cube into 3x square dx integration. It is equal to constant of integration c. Now we have to integrate this. So for this, here is the term whose derivative is here. So we can put substitution, or you can directly write the integration. So it is e raised to x cube into 3x square dx. If we put it as t e raised to t dt, that is nothing but e raised to t only, and t is x cube. So this is derivative of x by y, and integration derivative cancel, it is just x by y plus e raised to x cube is equal to c, is your answer. Okay, this is the next type. We have seen that which is nothing but Newton's law of cooling, which says that a body originally 60 degree cools down to 40 degree in 15 minutes while kept at temperature of 25 degree. Then what will be the temperature of the body after 30 minutes? So we know this d theta by dt, rate of cooling, is directly proportional to theta minus theta naught, where theta naught is nothing but the room temperature or air temperature, we can say, and this is the temperature of the body at any time t. Then rate of change of the temperature with respect to time is directly proportional to theta minus theta naught. If theta minus theta naught is positive, we can say it is cooling. And if theta minus theta naught is negative, I can say it is heating. So d theta by dt, as it is cooling, so we have to write it as minus k, negative. So it is d theta by dt is equal to minus k into theta minus theta naught. So this is the equation. Separating the variables, we can get log of theta minus theta naught is minus kt plus c. So solving for theta, we'll get theta is equal to theta naught plus c e raised to minus kt, or e raised to c, that is nothing but c. Where the final equation will look like this: e raised to minus kt into c plus theta naught is equal to theta. Okay, then we'll go to our question. At t0, what is given? Body originally at 60 degrees Celsius, that is theta is equal to 60 degrees Celsius. At t0, originally means at initially, that is at time t0, theta is equal to 60, right? Then room temperature is given to us. While kept at room temperature, at the temperature of 25 degree, it is room temperature is 25. So theta naught is here 25. So here it is 25. Theta is 60. Plus c into e raised to minus kt. So it is initial time. So t is here 0. So e raised to 0 is 1 simply. So we can get c here. C is equal to 35 degree. Right. Next is then second condition. In 15 minutes, it cools down to 40 degrees Celsius. Right. So that is at t is 15 now, theta is 40 degree. So solving again, theta naught remains same, air temperature, room temperature. So theta is 40, at t is 15. Substitute here all the values. And c also we have as 35. Substituting all the values here, we'll get this equation. This is our equation now. Right. So next question is, our question was, then what will be the temperature of the body after 30 minutes? So now T will be 30 and it is as theta temperature, right? So we have this equation with us where T is now 30 degree. From equation 2, which equation? This equation. From this equation we get, solving this, 40 minus 25, 15 is equal to 35. We get e raised to minus 15k is 15 upon 35. That is minus 15k is equal to, if we want to remove that e, take log on both sides. And this value we can substitute in this equation. So we get theta is 25 plus 35 e raised to minus 15k, e raised to minus 30k. We have minus 15k. So multiply this by 2, we'll get minus 30k value. So it is 2 log 15 by 35. Okay. So that's what we are getting. 35 into e raised to, that 2 will go to the power, e raised to log of this square. And e raised to log of something is that something only. So it is 15 upon 35 square. 135 cancel, and it is finally it can be look like theta is 25 plus 15 square upon 35, and solving we'll get theta as 31.42 degree. So at t is 30, after 30 minutes theta will be 31.42 degrees. But there is another method, that minus 15k, we can directly solve that. Okay, this is optional. Next is a body originally at 60 degree, it cools to 40 degree in 15 minutes while kept in room temperature of 25. Same question is that? Yes, it is the similar one. Okay, here it ends ODE. So we start with then PD, partial differential equations. So partial differential equation, this is your fourth chapter in GATE. Syllabus for the partial differential equation is Fourier series, separation of variables, solution of one-dimensional diffusion equation, first and second order one-dimensional wave equation, and two-dimensional Laplace equations. Such equations are there for your study. In partial, what is a partial differential equation is the equation which is having one dependent variable and more than one independent variables, like 2 3 independent variables. Then if derivative, we have to take a derivative of dependent variable with respect to any one of the independent variable. We have to treat the other, a second variable, as constant. That is called a partial differential equation. Then how to form a partial differential equation is it can be formed by elimination of arbitrary constants or arbitrary functions. Then the number of arbitrary constants to be eliminated is equal to the number of independent variables. Then we get first order partial differential equations. How many are the number of constants we have to eliminate, right? And we have to take that many times derivative so that we can get a partial differential equation. Similar as we have did it in ODE. If the number of arbitrary constants to be eliminated is more than the number of independent variable, then we obtain higher order PD. Okay, remember this. Then elimination of arbitrary functions. The number of arbitrary functions to be eliminated is equal to an order of differential equation. So standard notations in PDE are, if it is dou z by dou x, it is P. And dou z by dou y, it is Q, small q. Then dou 2z by dou x square R. Dou 2z by dou x dou y S. And dou 2z by dou y square is T. These are the notations we have to use. So next is, question is there. Z is xy plus y into root x square minus a square plus b square. Form a partial differential equation from the given equation. So how to obtain a PD from this is, we have to differentiate the given equation with respect to x and y, right? So firstly we'll differentiate with respect to x and second with respect to y. So first, differentiating with respect to y, partially treating y constant. So we get y plus y constant, and derivative of root is 1 upon 2 root into derivative of that number, that is x squared derivative is 2x and a square is 0 as constant, and derivative of b square is 0 as b is constant, right? But we have to use dou z by dou x as p. So it is p minus y is, these two get cancelled, xy upon root x square minus a square. And dou z by dou y is, take derivative with respect to y where x is constant. So x is as it is, and with respect to y derivative, so this term also as it is, derivative y is 1. And derivative of b square is 0. So we get dou z by dou y is q. So q minus x is equal to root x square minus a square. That is, q minus x is root x square minus a square. From first equation, we have calculated root x square minus a square. That is nothing but xy upon p minus 1. So solving this, we get xy is q minus x into p minus y. So xy is equal to minus px minus yq plus xy plus pq. xy and xy on both sides get cancelled, and what remained is the linear, is the PDE. We have to check whether it is linear or non-linear. So what we get is px plus qi is equal to pq. Then they are saying it is non-linear. So which type is non-linear and what is linear? So px plus qi, pp plus qq equal to r. We have studied pp plus qq equal to r, where that pqr, capital PQR, are the functions of xyz. If they are the functions of xyz, we can call them linear. And if they are not the function of xyz, pq is there, then that is called non-linear. So this is a non-linear equation. Second, we have to form a PDE here. So one equation is given to you. If we have to form the PD, we have to take derivative with respect to x and y. So P is dou z by dou x, taking derivative with respect to x, so derivative of y is 0 with respect to x as y is constant. And then with respect to x, we have to take derivative of function now. So derivative of function is f dash, 2 as it is f dash of your function f dash x into derivative of that function. That is the term inside the function. That is derivative with respect to x of the term is minus 1 by x square and derivative of log y is 0. Right? And if we want to find out q, so q is dou z by dou y, which is equal to 2y, this with respect to y, plus 2f dash derivative into derivative of this term with respect to y, that is 1 upon y, as this is constant and derivative is 0. So what we get, solving this we get p is equal to, I'm writing this again, but we have here q minus 2y is equal to 2f dash into 1 upon y, right? And we have to solve them as there is same term. If we divide these two equations, this term, whole term will get cancelled. So what we do here is we'll divide these two equations. So p upon q minus 2y is these two cancel, minus 1 upon x square upon 1 upon y. So that is nothing but minus y upon x square. Cross multiplying the things, we get x square p plus y into q minus 2y is equal to 0. And which is a different partial differential equation of the form x square p plus yq is equal to 2y square. That is of the form pp plus qq equal to r, where that r, p, q all are the functions of x, y, z. So this is the linear PD. We go to the next question. Okay, next is to solve the simultaneous equation. It gives a solution u of xyz is c1, v of xyz is c2, and then the general solution is simply phi of uv is equal to 0. We have seen how to solve. So to choose the multipliers, there are two types. We can directly take two ratios, or we can choose the set of multipliers. And if we have the multiplier sets P1, Q1, R1, then we can write PP1 plus QQ1 plus R1 is equal to 0. We know that. And if that is 0 means what? P1 dx plus Q1 dy plus R1 dz is 0. And second set will give you the second equation for P2, Q2, R2. Okay, this is the equation given to you. Y square z by xp plus xz q, it is q, is equal to y square. So we'll try to write the equation in standard form, that is pp plus qq equal to r. But that x is something, yes, it is also the standard form pp plus qq equal to r, but we'll try to make it easier, more easier, so that we'll multiply by x throughout. So we get y square zp is x multiplying by x square zq is equal to y square x. Now it is a Lagrange's form, right? Standard. So how to solve is we have to write dx upon p is equal to dy upon q is equal to dz upon r. And we have to check whether we can solve by using ratios or we need a multipliers. So if we see the first two ratios, they are having x, y and z in that. So if we want to solve this, there should not be z or it can be eliminated. So yes, it is getting eliminated. So we can easily solve. So taking first two ratios, dx upon y square is equal to dy upon x square, z cancel. And cross multiplying the things and then integrating, we get x cube by 3 is equal to y cube by 3 plus some constant. That is x cube minus y cube is equal to c1. The equation, the first solution. Then check first or third first and third or second and third. Whether can get solved, then that will be your second equation. So we'll take first and third here. So from first and third, what is the problem in second and third? If we take second and third, there should not be x, or x should get eliminated. No, it is not getting eliminated. X will get cancelled, but one x will remain, right? So that we'll check 1 and 3. X and z, so there should not be y. Yes, and y will get eliminated, right? So we take 1, 3 and solve it, and we'll get x square minus z square is some constant c2. So that its solution is f of x cube minus y cube, first answer x cube minus y cube, and second x square minus z square, right? So f of first solution comma second solution is equal to 0 is the complete solution, or simply we can write first solution is equal to phi of second solution, some function of this, or second is equal to some function of first. All these are correct answers. Okay, the next question is again PP plus QQ equal to R form. So we have to write the subsidiary equations, that is dx upon P is equal to dy upon Q is equal to dz upon R. So we have written here, and then we'll check the ratios. Is there a possibility of ratio? If we take first two, there should not be z, but it will be there. For last two, there should not be x, but it will be there. For first and third, there is y, and we cannot eliminate, right? So here we'll go for multipliers. So what is the multipliers is, we have to choose such numbers, so that numbers are terms, so that if we multiply this P, capital P, with that first multiplier, plus if we multiply this Q with the second multiplier, and if we multiply that R capital with the third multiplier, and if we add them, this thing should be 0, right? So we have to find such multiplier set. So if we check here that x square, if that x square get eliminate, y square get eliminate, and z square get eliminate, then it is y minus z plus z minus x. Minus z plus z cancel, y minus x plus x minus y. Everything will get cancelled, right? So our first multiplier set is defined now. X should get eliminated, means 1 upon x square should be there. The first is 1 upon x square, second is 1 upon y square, and third is 1 upon z square. So your answer is integration 1 upon x square dx plus 1 upon y square dy plus 1 upon z square dz is equal to c. And integrating, we get minus 1 upon x minus 1 upon y minus 1 upon z is equal to c. Then that is 1 upon x plus 1 upon y plus 1 upon z is equal to first c1, first constant, right? And this is the first solution also. And now we have to think for the second set of multipliers. So the second set is, if as it is we multiply, what will happen? X square y is here, and here is y square x minus y square x. So what it should be? If we check x square y and y square x, if that term is xy, and if that term is also xy, then it will be getting cancelled, right? So that term should be xy, means here 1x should get cancelled. So I have to multiply by 1 by x. So it is xy minus xz. Here it is 1 by y. So plus yz minus yx, and will get cancelled. And if it is 1 by z, 1z will get cancelled, and xz minus yz. Right? Everything will get cancelled. So this is the second set of multipliers. As we have multiplied, directly integrate them, and we get the answer as log x plus log y plus log z is log c2. That is log of xyz is equal to log c2. That is xyz is equal to c2. Now we have first solution, second solution. Just give combine between, write as a function. So your answer is the function of xyz comma first answer, that is 1 upon x plus 1 upon y plus 1 upon z is equal to 0. This is the answer. The next method is separation of variables. So what is that method? This also we have studied. So what we have to do is, if the equation is given to you, a partial differential equation, and then we have to write that solution, that dependent variable, the solution as u is equal to sum x into y. X into y is what? Capital X into, here it is t. What is x and t? The independent variable. So here independent variable is x and t. So we are using x and t, capital. Where capital X is function of x only and capital T is function of t only. So remember, if it is x and y, so we'll write x into y, whatever. But just x will be the function of x and then y will be the function of y. Remember, as it is t, we'll write t, no doubt. So u is equal to, u is the dependent variable, u is equal to x into t, and dou u by dou x, then taking derivative with respect to x only, and this is the function of x only, so this is constant then, so x dash t, and dou u by dou t is x into t dash. These things we substitute in your equation. The equation becomes, this is your equation. Solving that equation, we get the t term, we are taking the whole t term on left hand side, so we get x dash minus xt is equal to 2x t dash. What is our job is here? We have to separate all x and x dash on one side and t dash on other side, right? So we'll do that. It is x dash minus x upon x, that 2 let here only, so 2 did t dash upon t and equate it to some constant k. So solving this first ratio, that is x dash minus x upon x is equal to k, and this is also equal to k. From this we get x dash minus x is kx, and from second 2t dash is equal to kt. Solving further, we get that x will take to the LHS. So with this, x dash minus k plus 1x is 0, and then also this term we are taking to the LHS by dividing by 2. So we get t dash minus k by 2t is equal to 0. So solving, now this is LD type equation. So solving, we get root is k plus 1 here, and here root is k by 2. So its solution is x is equal to c1 e raised to k plus 1 x, as this is in x. And here is the solution. We are not using c1 again, so we will use c2. c2 into e raised to k by 2 t, as equation is in t. We have less than 1 minute, so it might get closed. So I'll be joining soon, you to come. Okay, then your solution is, then u is x into, here it is t, here it is t, capital T, okay, x into t, so it is c1 e raised to k plus 1x into c2 e raised to k by 2 t. That is c1 into c2, I'll write capital C, e raised to k plus 1x k by 2t, and that is, this is the answer. U of xt is this one. Okay, we are here. This is our solution. U of xt is c into, okay, that is, next we have to use the conditions given to us. That is, u of x0 is given 6 into e raised to minus 3x. So t is 0 here, right? By this condition t is 0. So substituting these values in this equation, we get c into e raised to k plus 1x into e raised to p is now we are substituting 0. Okay, that's what we will get. Solving this, we get c is 6 and k is minus 4. So substituting all these values back in the equation, we get u is 6 into e raised to minus 3x e raised to minus 2t as the solution. So next is non-linear partial differential equation, the standard type. So first type is Claraut's equation. So Claraut's equation are of the form that is px plus qy plus f of pq. And how to solve, we know this. Put p is a, q is b, and write the solution as it is, that is z is ax plus by plus f of ab. It's very easy. If it is the standard form, z is px plus qy plus some function of pq, then its solution is simply put p is a, q is b, and write down the answer. Second type is the equation is of the form f of pq is 0. That is, it only contains p and q and not xy. Then we know how to solve. We have to write p is a, q is b, and we have to find the value of b in terms of a, and we have to write it in the solution. Z is ax plus by plus c. That's what we'll get. Z is ax plus b is in a, that is phi of a, phi of a by plus c. For example, if the equation is p square plus q square equal to 1, that is only pq is there, then we can directly write its solution is z is ax plus by plus c. Where p is a and q is b, we have to substitute. So we get a square plus b square is 1, that is b is root 1 minus a square plus minus. So we get z is equal to ax plus by, but b is root 1 minus a square. Substituting, this will be the answer. Second, if PQ is equal to 1, P is A, Q is B, so B is 1 by A, and Z is AX plus BY plus C, but B is 1 by A, so this is the answer. Next is dz is nothing but dou z by dou x into dx plus dou z by dou y into dy. So dz is always p dx plus q dy. So if we want to find out the solution, we can simply integrate that on both sides and we'll get the required answer. Oh, this is very important. Next, classification of second order PD. The classification depends on the values of A, B, C. Okay, then what is A, B, C? You have to consider this equation for that. What is that? A into dou 2z by dou x square. Okay, remember, very easy. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, then it is dou 2z by dou x square, double derivative with respect to x, double derivative with b, double derivative with respect to x and y both, then double derivative with respect to y, then dou z by dou x with single with x, single with y, and then simply y, and is equal to g. If this equation is there, we have to see ABC, A, B, and C. These are ABC. All this is depends on these values only, ABC values. So if we'll find b square minus 4ac from this, whatever are the ABC values, if we'll solve b square minus 4ac, if it is equal to 0, then it is parabolic equation. If that b square minus 4ac is less than 0, that is negative, then it is elliptical. And if b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, then equation is hyperbolic. For example, if this is the equation given to you, then whether it is parabolic, hyperbolic, or elliptical, we have to find. So comparing with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A is double derivative with respect to x, that is A is 1. B is what? With respect to x, y both, so B is 3. And C is with respect to y, double derivative, so C is 1. So now we find a b square minus 4ac, that is 3 square minus 4, 9 minus 4, that is 5. And 5 is greater than 0, that is positive. And if it is greater than 0, then the equation is hyperbolic. So this equation, given equation, is a hyperbolic equation. Next is, equation is given to you. One equation is there, and this is A. This is equation where there is only double derivative term, and then with respect to x twice it is there, that is A is 1, but all other things are not there with double derivative, so B and C are 0. So if you'll find B square minus 4AC, that will be 0, and that is equal to equation is parabolic. If option, then it is correct. If equation is a parabolic equation, the options are different. Linear equation of order 2, linear equation of order 1, non-linear equation of order 2, non-linear equation of order 1. So whether it is linear or non-linear. So what we call the linear is a derivative with derivative term. Multiplication of two derivatives should not be there, and multiplication of a derivative with dependent variable should also be avoided. But here what happened is, derivative term is multiplied with dependent variable. That's what it is, a non-linear equation. So this is non-linear, and the order is 2. We can easily see highest power is 2 of the derivative. So non-linear and order 2. Next, it is one-dimensional heat flow equation. The equation of the type dou u by dou t is equal to c square dou 2u by dou x square. It's called one-dimensional heat flow equation. And how to solve it is that you have to write again x of x and t of t, variable separable method, variation of parameters method. So that is x, u we have to write, one is with respect to t and other is with respect to x, so x of x into t of t, right? So substituting in the given equation, the things we get, x double dash upon x is t dash upon t, and that's c square. Okay, that's what x double dash is nothing but d2x by dx square is equal to a, it is there, so that x gets shifted towards a. And similar to this equation also, in solving this equation we get, okay, this is the first equation where it is of the form b square minus a, but that a depend on the value of a, there are different types of solutions. Okay, so if a is positive and if it is equal to p square, say if it is equal to p square, so d square minus p square is equal to 0, it is linear now. So d is equal to plus minus p. Roots are real and different, so we can write c1 e raised to px plus c2 e raised to minus px as equal to 0, no doubt, just yc will be answer. And t is, we are taking a as p square, remember positive and p square, that is d minus p square c square. So what are the value? So derivative is p square, the d value root is p square c square, and that is again real, only one root, so we can write e raised to p square c square t, but this is in t, and the next constant c, right? This is the solution in case a is positive. In case a is negative, okay, minus p square, a is minus p square, so we get d square plus p square equal to 0, that is d square is minus p square, that is d is plus minus pi. And in this case we can write the solution c, next constant we are using, okay, c4 cos px plus c5 sin px, we know how to write in case of imaginary. And this is, if it is minus p square, this is plus, and shifting there d will be minus, so simply minus will go to the e power with t, and this will be the solution if a is negative. And if a is 0 directly, so d square will be 0, that is d 0 0, that is c1 plus c2 x d raised to 0, that is 1. Okay, we are using next constant, that is c7x plus c8. And if it is 0, dt is equal to 0, that is t is equal to some constant only, so c9. Okay, so these are all the possible solutions depending on the values of a. But this is important. U has to decrease with time as it is a heat flow equation. That is the equation, the 60 number equations. That only is the correct equation or suitable, we can say. As heat flow, heat always uh, or temperature always lowers, right? So this is the correct equation. This is second order one dimensional wave equation. That is nothing but dou 2y by dou t square is c square dou 2y by dou x square. And substituting, solving all of them, we get y is equal to c1 cos px plus c2 sin px into c3 cos cpt plus c4 sin cpt. Next is two-dimensional Laplace equation. So this is the Laplace equation where it is a combination of heat flow and last equation, wave equation. That is heat flow, there is dou u by dou t, and as uh, this one dimensional wave equation, there is the term dou 2y by dou x square. But there is dou u by dou t c square into dou 2y by dou x square plus dou 2u by dou y square. And solving this, again there are two conditions like previous, so we can solve it when k is positive, negative and 0. Okay, the next question then. Solve the following partial differential equation using the method of separation of variables. It is given that u of x0 is 4 into e raised to minus 3x. Separation of variables. Variables are x and t independent. So we have to write u is equal to x of x into t of t. So dou u by dou x will be then x dash. With respect to x means only x dash. So x dash t will equal to xt dash plus u is nothing but xt. Solving that, we'll get x dash minus x into t is equal to xt dash. So separating x and t, we'll get x dash minus ax minus x is equal to 1. That is x dash upon x is 1 plus a. And t dash upon t is equal to a. So solving both the equations, we get x is equal to c1 e raised to 1 plus ax, and solving this equation we get c2 e raised to 8. So u is then x into t, that is c1 c2 into c1 into c2, finally we can write c simple. And applying the given condition, t is 0 there, which is nothing but 4 e raised to minus 3x. Comparing and solving, we get a is minus 4. So a solution is, and c1 into c2 or simple c is 4. So this is the solution, 4 into e raised to minus 3x plus 4t. The next question, try for some time. There is the question, there is the condition, one equation is given to you, and method of separation of variables is asked. Condition is also there, and hint is also there. You have to write u is equal to x into not t now, as independent are x and y. So we are writing x and x of x and y of y. Okay, let's see this also. So solving that, we get x dash y is for x y dash. Separating the variables x and y, we get these equations. So solving we get x's and y's. So combining them we get u is equal to c1 c2 into. But given the thing is u of 0 y, there is x is 0, then substituting x is 0 here we get c1 c2 is 8 and k is minus 3, right? So writing that finally all the values here we'll get u is equal to 8 into e raised to minus 3 into 4x plus y. There is next equation. Solve the following partial differential equation using the method of separation of variables. One equation and condition is there. U we know dependent is equal to x of x into y of y. Again substituting all the values and making it equation we get 3x dash minus 2x is 0 and y dash minus ay is 0. So solving this equation we get it is derivative t is here 2a by 3, so it is c1 e raised to 2a by 3x and y is c2 e raised to ay. That leads to this equation. This is the solution, and then condition where y is 0 we have to substitute, but which is nothing but 4 e raised to minus x. So comparing on both sides, c1 c2 is 4 and 2a by 3 is equal to minus 1. That is a is minus 3 by 2, and finally substituting all the values we get this equation. Next question. Solve the following one-dimensional heat conduction equation. Equation is here. The boundary conditions are also given to you. Use them and solve. So solution is, as we already have seen the solution. Solution is this: c1 cos px plus c2 sin px into e raised to minus p square t. As here it is c square standard. The equation was dou u by dou t is equal to c square into dou 2u by dou x square. That's what here it was, e raised to minus c square p square t. But that c square is not here now, so it is simply c1 cos px, c2 sin px, e raised to minus p square t. Or you can easily get by solving this equation. Where the conditions you have to apply, first condition is u of x0, or we apply the second condition first so that we can get the answer easily. So u of 0t is, you have to use x is 0 here. So put x is 0, we get c1 e raised to minus p square t. But it is equal to 0 given to you. So this is 0. But this term should not be 0. That's what c1 is equal to 0. We have get c1 0. The next is the expression for u then reduces to c1 0, and it is simply c2 sin px e raised to minus p square t. Next we are applying the next condition, that is u of 1t is equal to 0. So c2 sin x is 1 sin p only and t is as it is, but it is equal to 0. That is giving you c, sorry, e raised to something is not 0, right? c2 is also non-zero. We cannot directly say this, so that sin p can be 0. So sin p is equal to 0, that means p should be n into 1 pi times n pi times sin. These all values are 0, so p is n pi. That's what u of xt is c2 e raised to minus, put that value of p, n square pi square t into sin n pi x, right? That is equal to, we can add bn e raised to minus n pi square t into sin n pi x, where bn is c2, and which is of the form summation. The general solution we can take summation. So next condition is the same thing we are writing in summation. Okay, the next thing is next condition u of x0. So t is, we have to substitute here 0 and x is x. So substituting, but this value is given sin n pi x, and comparing on both sides we can get bn is equal to 1. Here is t0, so this term is also 1. E raised to 0 is 1. So it is simply bn sin n pi x, and here it is sin n pi x. So bn is 1. Therefore, The final solution will be u of xt is summation Pn is 1 e raised to minus n square pi square t into sine n pi x. And here it ends the slides.